Hi guys, Alex here. Welcome back to an Alexis Shook reaction, and I am super excited for today's video. We're going to go ahead and take a look at a brand new video from ALR. This is actually part 4 of 4 of her recent series, and I am hoping that she has saved the best for last. This one is titled Opening Up About My Relationship with Tommy. That has been the talk of the town lately. There have been a couple of women that have come out and exposed Tommy, not really telling us anything groundbreaking or new, but just letting us know that we were right. She is into XYZ. And no matter how many times Amber addresses it and says that she's not, we know what we saw. It is not just rumor and speculation at this point, girl. I mean, Tommy has left a trail. She is also going to discuss foster care and the tea on reaction channels. So already during this 4-part Q&A, she has called out me. She has called out, oh lordy, it's Jordy. She has had a lot to say. She wants to have her little moment and clap back, which we love to see. Anyways, if you guys are confused, this is my first video back in about a month. I did do a live stream on Friday addressing where I have been. So if you are curious about that, you can go back and watch that. Otherwise, we are here to react, and let's just get right into it. I mean, shall we? Oh, you guys, there was 2 things I wanted to mention really quickly. Nikocado Avocado actually uploaded a video titled Addressing the Amberlynn Situation. Now, I didn't have time to sit down and watch the 40-minute video, but just kind of peeking through. It's an old video. You can tell by his size. He's not really addressing anything seriously. It's not really a serious video, which I would like to see him sit down skinny and actually address this situation. But this video to me is kind of a nothing burger. Also, today's the day I'm probably going to take down my Christmas decor. Honestly, I'm happy to just be like over and done with it. I don't know why, but this was just like my most ugh holiday in a long time. I just wanted to get through it and be done. I don't know. It's just not exciting. Whatever.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video.
Hey girly pop, is she gonna tell us the truth? She's opening up about that relationship. So are we gonna get some actual truth this time, or just, you know, more lies? She can't stop lying about her relationship with Tommy.
So this is the final part in the 4-part series where you guys have asked me 100
I'm on the edge of my seat, girl. We loved all 3 parts.
questions, and I answered 25 in each video. So things kind of got heated, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, what's going on? I see a video in my recommended. Foodie Beauty's hamster might not be with us anymore. What's that about? No way. Don't get off track.
4, like, who knows what's gonna happen. So as a disclaimer, I just feel like I need to say this because I don't know if you guys have seen the other 3 parts, but if you haven't, you definitely should. The reason why I'm doing this is because for the next 10 days, I am gonna be kind of busy and I'm not really gonna have time to edit, but I am gonna be—
Should we, honey? I mean, should we? Okay, so she's gonna be busy for 10 days. Is that because Tommy's coming over?
Filming, so don't worry about that. And I wanted to keep my promise
She's
and upload every other
filming.
day for you guys. So in order to do that, sometimes I have to pre-film. So let's get into it. What is the update on the BPD therapist for you?
Okay, so after this, we're not going to get anything for a while, at least like 5 days, right? And then she'll have enough of content so she can promise like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday situation type deal.
I was gonna see a BPD therapist when I was in Wisconsin.
I like don't even want to hear about this anymore. Like, honestly, it makes me like mad at this point. It makes me mad at this point because it's like she does nothing about it. My BPD, and then she does nothing. It's honestly infuriating at this point.
But they were located in Wisconsin.
Located.
And I was a dumb,
What?
wasn't thinking at the time. And
Why did she say it like that? And why Wisconsin? Like, that's not her permanent residence. She was only going to be staying there for like a month, 2 months. She wasn't supposed to leave her cat there. Like, girl.
And I do not live in Wisconsin. I live in Oklahoma. So now I have to
Exactly.
re-find someone. That's literally the update. Will you consider doing daily weigh-ins for YouTube again? I don't think
Well, what does that mean? She's been back in Oklahoma for how long now? She spent all of Vlogmas there. Like, what?
that I'll ever do daily weigh-ins on YouTube again. But for myself,
Daily
yes.
weigh-ins.
Will I give you guys weigh-ins eventually once I start semaglutide? Yes. Am I nervous?
I don't think anyone needs daily weigh-ins from her. But yeah, guys, Ozempic is coming back. Gotta start off that year with a big bang. So she has brought back the Ozempic, 3rd time's the charm? Question mark? I don't know. something tells me that maybe she should get that BPD doc, because it's like that's something she's never actually dealt with, whereas she has tried everything under the sun, including Ozempic 2 other times, and it didn't work. So maybe she's not really getting to the root of the issue here. But what do I know? I'm just someone who watches her. I have no idea I don't know anything. I don't know anything. So
Yes. But is it going to happen? It is. I'm not sure how frequent I'm going to do these weigh-ins, but they're definitely going to be here. When was the last time you spoke to your brothers or dad? So I don't speak to my dad by choice. I love him dearly, and that comes unconditional. But I do get
I wonder what happened with her dad.
Updates on him,
Like,
because
recently.
I do worry about him. But the last time I talked to him was probably like a year and a half ago.
I think that he's still like messing around and like, like he's for the streets, if you know what I mean, like right now. And that's why Amber just like doesn't want to get involved in that. You can't send someone money in that. I'm sure that he has probably asked her for money before. She's given it, found out that he's like using it for the streets. And that's probably why she doesn't talk to him at this moment until he cleans that up. I mean, that's just my speculation, but it would make sense, right?
One of my brothers I messaged just like a week ago, and the other one was probably like 2 weeks ago. Tommy's calling. I'll be right back.
And her brothers were in jail. Well, the one was at least.
Sorry, guys. So yeah, the last time I spoke to my dad was a year and a half ago, and brothers is like 2 weeks. How tall are you? So I'm 5.
Tommy's calling, guys. 1 second. Come on. Vom vom.
3. And every single time I meet a subscriber, okay, I'm not gonna say every single time. See, me and Absolutes, we just like are best friends or something. A lot of the time when I meet subscribers, people are like, oh my God, like you are so much shorter than I thought you were. For some reason, a lot of people online think I'm like 5'7", 5'8". No, I say I'm 5'3", but I'm like 5'2.5". What is something you want to do on your YouTube channel
5 foot with the ballet flats on.
that you haven't done before? So I thought of this idea because of all the fan art that you guys have been sending me, like the whole time I've been on YouTube. But then like me finally showing it to my audience was so fun that I thought
That's the brilliant, bright idea.
I kind of want to have like a little contest where people are competing. I'm the judge and there will be a cash prize. So I haven't really gone into like the logistics of it all and all that, but it's an idea that
A cash prize. Girl, I know this is going to be ruined. Somebody's going to ruin it and say it's like against some rule or sweepstakes laws. This isn't going to work, girl. Like people are going to mess this up. And it's not going to be me. I'm just going to be at the sidelines watching it all go down. I'm not going to rain on the parade, but I just know this isn't going to work. I had an idea to do something like genuinely good with my subscribers and unique and quirky, and you took it away. Girl, no, not to me. Not me. I didn't do nothing yet.
having, and I really think it would be fun to do in 2025. So I'm just putting that out there that there might be a little competition starting soon. Obviously, I will definitely keep you guys updated.
What, to send her Amberlynn fan art? Is she going to accept like all the fan art or only the fan art that shows her in a specific light? Because there is certainly some talent. Have you guys seen, I mean, there's plenty of like grotesque, I suppose you could call it, grotesque fan art. You know what I mean? Like not positive fan art of ALR that I have seen out there. And I mean, you can just see the talent that goes into something like that, regardless of whether she would like it or not. Are we focusing strictly on talent or whether it pleases Queen Lynn? Good question.
You faced a lot of hate online over the years. Do you ever feel like you deserved some of it, or is there a part of you that feels completely misunderstood? I do not think I have done anything that deserves downright hatred. Criticism? Yes. Critique? Yes. Opinions? Yes. Go for it all day. But stalking? No. Harassment? No. Bullying? No. Hate? No. Do I feel misunderstood? Yes.
Who has stalked her, by the way? I think a lot of people just genuinely do not like ALR as a person at this point, and they want to see what's going on. I mean, she has this perception that everyone is out there like stalking her, and that's not the truth. I mean, look at Foodie Beauty. She has had people like drive by her apartment and wave like her bees are S-Jam, right? And that situation, we haven't seen anything really like that with Amberlynn. Although she even has like a bigger platform and more people that don't like her. I think Foodie Beauty is just even nastier, that it invites even more of that like harsher feedback, I suppose you could say. I don't know. But this whole like false sense of importance, I don't think that people spend the day like hating her that she thinks that they do. I think that, yeah, they want to keep up with the gossip and the drama while they fold their clothes and then they go about their day, you know? It's not the obsession that she wants it to be.
all of the time, because I will literally say something, do something that has one meaning and one explanation, but somehow once it's put on YouTube and everyone watches it and the reaction channels and everyone comments on it, and it becomes something completely different. And I'm like, what just happened? That's like a big misunderstanding. So yes, I do feel misunderstood. And I know that's like a cliche thing that people say, but like
Right, but you're delusional, so your perception is going to be warped compared to other people's perception. And that happens all the time when it comes to drama in the media, drama with YouTubers, TikTok, what have you. They can't even see what they did was wrong, but other people look at it and it's like clear as day, that was wrong. Amber's just in that state. She doesn't see it in the same way that other people do. Perception versus reality.
like deep down.
But what is the reality, girl? Like, we don't know. We don't know. And because there has been so many little white lies over the past few years, nobody knows what to believe. And that's where they get you. And those narratives take form. Narrative.
Feel like people understand me. What exactly is your foster care timeline? Because we are
Say narrative again. Narrative.
all so confused. So it does sound confusing because I was in foster care from the ages of 8 to 18. I was ward of the state. And I know you guys hear me talk a lot about, well,
I feel like I've heard this so many times, but it just kind of like, I don't store this information. Like, it's not, her foster care timeline is not something that I'm going to store. But I'm sure that there has been, there's other videos of her talking about it.
I was younger, my parents, my dad, my this, my that, my grandma. And then you guys go, but wait a minute, I thought you were in foster care. So let me explain. So I was 8 years old when I was first taken from my parents. That is when I became.
Let me see if I can get it, if I know it myself. Okay, so she was taken at 8, and then what, they gave them a chance. They gave her parents a second chance when she was like 13, 12, 13 maybe. But then they got taken again, right?
Ward of the state, in and out of foster homes, shelters, and group homes. I was 13 years old when they made the decision, okay, we're going to give your parents a chance. It's going to be considered a trial. You're going to live with them. You're still going to be ward of the state, but you're going to live with them and see how they do as parents. That lasted.
It didn't work.
A year and a half. I was then taken again out of my parents' home at 15 and put back and forth.
Oh my gosh, I saw this story of this girl on TikTok, this like lady on TikTok. She gets government like food stamps. And what she would do is she would go to the Walmart and she would just get, I guess you can buy like Coca-Cola, like you can buy that with food stamps. So she would just fill the cart with Coca-Cola and then she would just dump out all the Coca-Cola and then put the cans in that machine to get like your 5 cents back. So she would make, I don't know what the math is, but it's not good. It's yeah. But anyway, she would get like her little coins for her Coca-Cola cans, get her cash for, gosh knows what. Wink, wink.
Bouncing around. So
I don't know why. Kind of random to throw that in there, but
8 to 18, I lived with my parents.
I just I could have seen them doing that like back in the day. Amber, dump out these Cokes.
For a year and a half of that time. But during all this other time of when I was in foster homes, group homes, shelters, I was allowed visitation. Visitation always changed depending on my age, how my parents was doing, where I was living. Sometimes we were only able to be in like this tiny little room with supervision. Then as I got a little older, all of a sudden my dad was allowed to pick me up. My mom was allowed to pick me up. They were allowed to take me for the day, or they could take me for a couple hours. Like,
how old is her dad? And he's still running around like the streets? Like, that's, you don't really hear that. Like, it depends on what exactly it is that you are doing, right? Because when you always hear about people, when it comes to like, the big F, you don't hear of someone being like 40 because they're not. Like,
it was always different. But for
they don't last that long.
Most important times of my life, the first 8 years, I was in a brutal home. Brutal. And then at 8, for a decade, I never knew safety. I never knew home. I was always with strangers, shelters, group homes. I never even knew that, actually.
But what about the time that she was 13, that she was given that second chance? Like, how did that go? I assume not very well, since she got taken and said she didn't feel like she was at home.
While living with my parents, I never knew safety. I never knew warmth. Like, those years are detrimental to a human. And the trauma of my childhood and my teenage years, like, it broke me. I was broke due to someone else's fault. Having to fix something I didn't break hurts. Wow, that kind of went somewhere else. It's hard for me.
I think people are very sympathetic to that. They're just frustrated at the fact that she's been like promising people that she was going to get help for 10 years now and never really have. That's the crux of a lot of this. It's like seeing a family member going through something And no matter how like messed up their life gets, there's nothing that you can really do to intervene. It's not the same because, I mean, she's just someone we watch on YouTube at the end of the day, but it's a similar like feeling of, well, girl, you can only sit on here and try to get sympathy for these things for so long before people are just like, yeah, we get it, girl. Another sob story, you know? I know that sounds like very like insensitive, but at this point, it's how a lot of people feel at this point. But yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of people that have dealt with similar situations in foster care or even just in their own home with their not having the best family growing up, but they're not 34 crying about it on YouTube anymore, you know?
To talk about my foster care experience because like it is so painful and real. Like it's the realest thing that's like ever happened to me, but it's touchable to you guys. And the best way for me
What
to
does that mean?
explain that is like, I know there's a lot of you who are watching
I don't know what that means, like the realest thing.
care about me and love me, so this isn't directed towards you. There's a big portion of people who watch me who really strongly dislike me and twist everything that I say and call me a liar, etc., etc. I'm afraid for those people to touch that, to touch my foster care experience, because it's something that has
Then don't share it.
transformed my whole life, even as a 34-year-old woman.
At this point, she has said that, like, and are these actual questions? Like, at this point, I have to wonder if she doesn't interject her own questions so that she can set, you know, XYZ narrative. Let me make sure I touch upon this. Let me make sure I touch upon that.
I don't want the haters to touch that, to twist that, to turn it into something that it's not. And I think that's why, like, I always just in passing mention foster care. I've never, ever gone into detail of what my life was like truly as a child in foster care or out of foster care. Like, I've never gone into detail. I've done like,
She has shared like stories. I remember the Girl Scout cookies. That one will never leave me.
in passing communications about it, but nothing true and deep because I'm afraid. I'm afraid I am. Were you high filming the pizza and Doritos viral video? Yes, I had smoked a lot of Delta 8 before that clip. Is there anything that you're keeping from us?
The pizza and Doritos viral clip. I must have missed that one. Like, does she mean the old video of her eating pizza or the old one where she eats Doritos? I don't know. But then again, there was no like D8. Like, that was not a thing back then. I must have missed that recently during my time away. But anyways, I noticed all like the recommended shorts are food next to her video. Okay.
Of course, every single YouTuber is keeping something from you. I promise.
I tried to look for it on TikTok, but like you can't really look for Amber on TikTok. Like they just want to shut that down.
What state did you grow up in? Because you remind me of the girls I met in California, especially in the way that you talk. Well, you hit the nail on the head because I actually grew up in California.
She wrote that herself so that she could like gloat about being from California because she just thinks that that is such a flex. And Beck was like garbage for being from Kentucky. You're setting a narrative. No, it's just like obvious. Honestly, you could just tell like by her mannerisms and just the way that she speaks about things. It's obvious her feelings on certain topics if you just pay attention, right? And she doesn't like that. Well, it's written all over your face, girl.
California. And since that's the time where you're like growing and you're learning everything, I still have so much California in me. I left California when I was 18. And it's like since then I've lived in so many different places and I have learned and experienced different things and different accents and this and that because I'm very much the type of person.
I feel like she didn't even spend that much time of her life in California, but I digress.
Sometimes like mimic accents. And I know a lot of people can do that. And it is very much a thing that people do even without even realizing it. But one accent has always stuck with me. And that's obviously where I was raised, California, because that's truly what's in my heart. And I miss it there so much. Like California.
Oh my goodness, when she was with Destiny and Beck, like the Southern accent, it has taken like years for her to not have that like Southern accent, that Southern drawl sometimes, you know. That really suited her though. I feel like it was very like TLC, Thousand Pound Sisters core.
Is everything to me. Does the hate online towards Tommy reflect your relationship at all? It did in the beginning, and we almost like indefinitely broke up. Like it was almost over for real, for real. It was scary. It was sad. It was
like it should have been scary for you to see what had happened with her ex and the things that she was posting online. That should have been a red flag, and you probably should have ended it right then and there.
It's vicious. Like
but instead it was our fault for going on google.com.
Felt horrific, like genuinely for her and for myself. Like it's
our fault for finding it. It's not her fault for doing it. over the course of many years
Never ever experienced something like that, and her
on
mental
that
health got
website.
so bad it genuinely worried me. But we chose love,
It's just more
and we chose
lies.
happiness, and we do that every single day, minus how many people want to tear us apart. What is something you're currently looking forward to? Tommy's actually coming to visit me, and I am
So that's what's happening. Tommy's coming. I kind of figured that. Did she already say that? I don't know if she said that in a previous vlog or if I just already like kind of picked up on it, but yeah, so we're going to get some vlog footage when she takes these days off. So what is it about like her spending time with Tommy? She can't upload any videos. Like she can film, but she can't upload anything. I mean, we know that Amber like literally will just like put the clips together on her phone and slap it on YouTube and call it a day. Like she can't do that at the end of the night. I don't know. It's not like her and Tommy aren't like sitting in the bed on their phones anyway, I bet you. Tommy's on that TikTok. Check her algorithm, girl, because imagine opening up Tommy's Instagram. I'm not even talking about the messages. I'm talking about her explore page. An explore page can tell a lot about somebody. It's going to be all bigger women and like food content and a mixture of the two. You know, exactly. The algorithms know us more than our family members and close friends.
so freaking excited. You have no idea. Are you going to get your pets microchipped? Like, I know.
So are we going to get more like Tommy footage? Is she going to continue like lying about her? Or why don't we just get the truth? How many more women have to come out of the woodwork, girl? There was just that girl, I think that was Saturday or Sunday, that messaged an Instagram account, Despectful Moments, talking about how they knew Tommy, how she was, you know, she wanted to get her to eat. There was also there was a screenshot that came out of Tommy Venmoing someone in 2021, mind you. She Venmoed them money to go up a pant size. No, that was odd. I mean, that tells you like it's been a while. Like this isn't like something new for Tommy. She's been around the block. She has been doing this for a while, you know, at least since, 2021, paying someone to go up a pant size. I can't. I just can't. There's also what Alexis was in. Did you guys see Alexis was in Jordy's chat? Alexis certainly didn't say anything groundbreaking or earth shattering over in Jordy's chat, but just the fact that she's kind of in there, even after Amber has made it pretty clear that like she really does not. I think he is the one that's getting under her skin the most right now. But she did say that like Amber says the same things about Emily, Tommy, that she would say about Jade, Erica, Danielle, Abby, any of her exes, right? She always does say the exact same things, like they are this perfect person, the best person she's ever met, right? The newness wears off. She doesn't care about you anymore. I wonder if that's how Alexis felt, because I do know that Alexis wanted this relationship to be more. But at the end of the day, Amber had that line out the door. Was that her that said that? There's a line out the door, or was that Foodie? Either way, Amber decided to go with Emily, and they are kind of in this for the long haul. I wonder why that is with all the red flags, and seeing as how she does have this line out the door, then why does she need to stay with someone like Tommy, who obviously does not support weight loss, if they are Venmoing people money for going up pant sizes? And Alexis says that she is being ignored. Like, she ignores her calls. Amberlynn ignores her calls, her texts. She's not a friend to me whatsoever. Okay, so that's kind of it for Alexis. Amber recently put out a different story. I mean, she said everything was okay, but she would have to earn back that trust, which is pretty understandable after she came on and kind of spilled the beans about that behind the scenes tea. But it was all very calculated, I think, from the beginning. I think that Alexis had been watching for a long time. She got those feelers out there. She was able to get that inside scoop and have like her moment to shine. I mean, no. And then she ended up like taking down her videos and her channel and everything. So it's like, what was the motive here? Because it obviously wasn't money, or she would have started doing reaction videos or something, having that different angle of being Amberlynn's real ex-best friend, IRL, you know? That's an angle that's not covered. And there's a lot of different angles. that are covered over here. Okay.
Never in a million years thought something would happen to my babies like that. Like, I genuinely didn't. Like, it feels like a freak accident. But I suck. Accidents happen. And I should have had the microchip sooner. But yes, I am. What kind of nutritionist are you seeing? An RDN, which
I can't even think about the Rarity situation. It's just like awful. I just hope that the cat's okay wherever she is.
stands for a registered dietitian
Because just thinking about like what could have happened and it was so cold, it's just too sad to think about.
nutritionist. Why won't you confirm or deny anything Alexis said about you and Feline? Because I told Feline that I was not going to talk about her. Yes, I'll say things in passing like this, but I am not going to sit here, talk about our relationship, talk about her as a person. I'm not going to
You want to?
say anything, even if that
She has respect. So you have respect for Feline. Why didn't you offer Beck the same respect?
makes me look horrifically bad. Why do you think
She just didn't respect Beck. And then Feline, yeah, like she did respect. And you could tell like there was a different dynamic in their relationship between her and Beck versus her and Feline. It was just so different. Amber had respect for Feline where she didn't have any for Beck. Not at all. None at all. She treated her like, I think that she treated Beck as if she was like hired help. When in reality, Amber was the one that told Beck to quit their job, right? That's why they weren't working. But because Feline had her own life and her own money and she was working, Amber had more respect for her. But at the same time, Amber's the one that told Beck to do that. And she needed Beck to take care of her. So it's like, you're going to judge her after the fact, even though you needed someone to take care of you. And that kind of is how that worked out, you know? Craziness.
people glorify and accept reality TV stars or other YouTubers for doing the same exact things that you do, but yet you get so much hate and judgment for the exact same things? I feel like I have talked about this in every language known to mankind.
I feel like she already discussed this in the previous video, no?
It's because it's fun to hate the fat girl. Not only that, but it's fun to hate Amberlynn. It's
all it
fun to
is.
call her a liar. It's fun to create rumors around her. It's fun to nitpick. There has been a whole community of people that
Does she know that like when it comes to these reality shows, let's say like the Netflix, what is it, Love is Blind? I don't know. There's a whole community of people on Reddit that talk crap about the cast members and talk about the things that they do, what they like, what they don't like. It's not just you, girl. She acts like she's the only one that people talk about. No, girl, there are so many forums where people talk about reality show stars. It's just not the same lane. Like, you're not in that same lane. YouTube is just different, you know?
have created this safe environment for them. Safe for them, not for me. But there's a whole community that feels safe for them because they're leaving their own worlds where they're stressed out or they're depressed or they're going through this or that, and they're attacking the fat chick. Everyone else in the world can be normal humans and make
That's
all the
all
mistakes.
it is,
and that's
girl.
okay. Yes, there will be judgment. But like me, I will make the same mistakes.
No, you are not the only person being judged on the internet. I mean, it even happens to the reaction channels. If she wants to get into that, there are communities where people talk about that. There are communities where people talk about TikTokers, reality shows, whatever.
And people will attack me for a decade about something I did a decade ago. It's never going to change. I have to literally embrace it and accept it. What
It's the lore, girl.
is something that you think isn't fair?
Maybe if she came on here and like changed for the better, people would look past things from 10 years ago. Just an idea, just an idea. You don't see me bringing up things from like 10 years ago though. Although I do love reminiscing about 2019. It was just a special time. It's just a special time. That's when I came on the scene. It was like my freshman year, you know? Always got to reminisce about the freshman year.
That the haters or reaction channels have done. So kind of like what I was talking about just now, they've created a whole community that thrives on talking badly about me. It's simply more than the typical like, oh, every YouTuber gets hate. It's way more than that. Have you had any BPD episodes in your current relationship with Tommy? I have. Yes.
I guess when she started YouTube, she did not see herself cultivating this kind of community around her. I mean, she does act like it's just her, but it's definitely not just her. I mean, you could just look right at Foodie Beauty, and I think the community like surrounding Foodie Beauty is even worse. I think that's probably because things get a little bit crazier over there, so she attracts people that are even crazier. That's why we see the certain things that happen to Foodie Beauty that happen to Foodie Beauty versus ALR. Everything's online. Like, people are just talking about her online. There are other people like Boogie, Wings of Redemption over on the TikTok. Ash Trevino is starting to carve out her own community as well. And it turns out most of those people are watching with a critical eye, but maybe ask yourself why that is. Amber thinks that she can do no wrong at this point, and it's everyone else except her, you know? Maybe a little introspection would go a long way.
Bring food into the bedroom sexually? I don't. I think one time, like in a
Oh.
it's way more than that. Have you had any BPD episodes in your current relationship with Tommy? I have. Yes. Do you bring food into the bedroom sexually? I don't. I think one time, like in
Wait, she said no, but one time. So yes. So but no.
a past relationship, I might have like licked whipped cream off of somebody. Are you having it?
Not in the Tommy lies.
One time, like in a past relationship, I might have like licked whipped cream off of somebody. Are you having any negative
One time in a past relationship. I don't believe that for 1 second. I mean, she already had like the crumble cookie on lock, and that was not just for Erica. She sent that to Tommy as well, right?
thoughts towards starting semaglutide again? I am, because I don't like medicine. You guys know that. Like, I'm scared to take a simple ibuprofen sometimes. Like, my negative thoughts are very...
But I don't know in regards to Tommy and what she kind of likes in that regard. Does she like the like suffocation, you know, under the stomach blanket? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Is that more of what she's into? Or is she into like the overeating, like I'm going to watch mukbangs kind of thing, you know, because we haven't really seen that much from her, like the mukbang. Although, you know, she would go out and she would get the food for the ex, which eventually led to the tragic end of that relationship. You know, that all goes into weight gain but I'm not sure if she actually gets pleasure from watching someone eat, I guess in the most basic terms, or if she more so enjoys the figure, you know, just on its own.
If something bad happens to my pancreas, or what if I do get thyroid cancer, or what if I
Those are all like Ozempic side effects.
get really, really bad side effects? What if it kills me? Like, I literally think the worst. I really do think that semaglutide is a great tool for me. So I shoved down those negative thoughts.
Is
and that's
it?
the very reason why that this is now the third time I've done it. And it's like,
I know this is the third time and she has managed to find an issue. Didn't she specifically, I just remembered this. It's a really good point. She specifically wanted to go to like a clinic that would just give her Ozempic because she didn't want them finding out about how deep like the ED goes. The ED went, like she just wanted to get that Ozempic and run, you know? And then she has the audacity to come on and complain, oh, they didn't know, like they were kind of shady, like they didn't know what they were doing. It wasn't going to last that long in the syringes. That's what she said. The reason she quit, allegedly, was because the clinic was not dosing her properly. It was going to be expired before she took it, which I think the reason was she wasn't getting, number one, she wasn't getting those results like right away that she wanted, that instant result, but also Tommy behind the scenes put the bug in the ear and got her off of it. But now for whatever reason, she is still with Tommy and still getting the Ozempic. So we shall see. I just find that interesting. Like you're looking for a shady clinic and then they're kind of shady and that's why you quit, you know, because you didn't want them going down like, oh, you need therapy before you can get this. You know, that's what she did not want to hear. She wanted to get a quick wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. I think you can even get it like on the, like they're giving it out like candy in the US.
each time makes sense of why I stopped it. I never stopped it because I didn't enjoy it. Like, I
Ozempic drive-through. They should just do that. You just go up to the window, put out your arm. Next.
genuinely loved being on semaglutide, where it's like the food noise was gone. I didn't really feel that hungry. Like, that feeling is so nice. Like, I genuinely love it. I'm not gonna lie. And it's
Then why didn't she stick to it the previous time? I'm not buying this expiration date BS.
because like every day of my life since I was just a little girl, I've always turned to food. Like, that's just
She wasn't able to wait out like a week. So what she had said initially was like it wasn't working anymore. But like she only gave it like a week and a half after the new dosage. Like they needed to up it again, right? Which they probably would have, right? Eventually. But she didn't stick it out. Especially if she's gaining. Of course they're going to up it and try and see, okay, to get that right dosage. Like it's not going to be, everybody's different. So the dosages are not going to be the same. She had just started it like a month. Yeah, I don't know what she expects, really. It's not going to be like a month and your dosage is perfect, you know?
What I did. I always think about it, whether it's because I'm happy, so let's celebrate and eat, or I'm depressed, so let's eat because I'm sad. Like, just, it's annoying. So it's nice not to feel that way.
Like, has she never taken like a depression medication where some people need more and then like, oh, it stops working, so they need to up it? Or maybe they start you off, oh, it's too much, I need like less even. It just really depends on different bodies.
Because it's like, it's a new feeling.
Different
What
bodies,
was your
people.
first kiss like with Tommy, and who kissed who first? So the first time I ever met Tommy in person, she rented a Jeep, which is my
First
favorite car.
kiss.
So
She got Amber the Jeep of her dreams.
she surprised me, and I was waiting outside of my apartment for
Barbie
her.
Jeep.
She rolled up in the Jeep. She got out of the Jeep,
Is that like the first second that they met?
and there's tons of cars and people. Like, I live in a very populated place. So I was expecting, you know, for us to just hug, but oh boy, did I want to kiss. But I am that girly pop. I don't really make the first move.
And that was the first time that they had met, huh? I wonder if they, you know, like made love on FaceTime. Girl, rose
kind of
toy.
like a shy little thing, and I really want my partner to make the first move. So I was not expecting it. She hugged me and then just like instantly kissed me. And it was like fireworks. It was magic. It was fire and hot and like, I loved it. It was perfect.
I swear Amber would literally fall for anything, honestly. Like, you could have the worst past, but as long as you're like putting on this fairy tale for her, she'll buy it hook, line, and sinker. Like, it really just doesn't matter at the end of the day.
You have sex with Tommy
It's kind of like Foodie. Like, you just had to fake love me.
the first day that you met her in person? Yes, I did.
Okay, so they got down with the get down day one. Did we need to know that? This really took an interesting turn. In the beginning of the video, she's talking about how like, oh, I can't share that part of my life. It's just too personal. And then at the end, she's like, yep, we got down to business on day one. Like, girl.
Yes, I did. Do you want to marry Tommy? Oh, I'm marrying Tommy. Do you truly believe?
I mean, it took a completely different shift. I'm marrying Tommy? Now that, okay, wow. We're going to get our Amberlynn marriage. She's going to end up marrying a feeder, dude. Like, this could be her downfall. When they move in together and, like, Tommy really gets those grips in to where she can't let her out of her sight. Because remember, weirdly enough, her, like, trip to Wisconsin was even before Rarity ran out. Like, she was in the dumps. What was that all about, really?
Zachary Michael needs you to maintain the amount of money he currently is making on YouTube. I love the way that this question is worded, because I don't think Zach needs me in the sense of like to keep his YouTube channel or to keep some views afloat. Nothing like that. Like, he doesn't need me in that sense. Like, he could post anything and get some views. I do stand by that. But with the amount of money that he is currently making, he needs me. He needs my videos. Yes, without a doubt, 100%. I do believe that. Like, it's just.
And she's so, like, proud of it. He gets the most views when he talks about Amberlynn. Okay? That's also how he popped off. I mean, same with me, right?
Just a really weird coincidence to me that, like, when I take weeks off, and I've done it a few times recently, let's hope that doesn't happen anytime soon, but it's just really weird to me that when I take weeks off, all of a sudden, Zachary Michael is going through mental health problems, and he can't post, and he doesn't know what to post, and he doesn't feel motivated. Oh, but the minute Amberlynn Reed posts, there's his reaction. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Actually, yes, it does. He needs me. Do you strike reaction
He needs me.
channels? I striked a couple reaction channels
Doesn't he have a degree? I mean, he could always do something with that, huh?
years ago.
What are you gonna do, Amber, when this Titanic hits the iceberg? Because seeing Emily coming, Emily's the iceberg. She's the Titanic.
And I'm telling you,
I mean, YouTube is not like the end all be all. There are other things out there that people can do. It's Amber that can't do anything else. If she wasn't able to sit down for like the majority of that 8-hour shift, what else could she do? Realistically, nothing. It's not like she could work at an Amazon warehouse. It's not like she could work at McDonald's. It's not like she could maybe be like a secretary.
do not let any reaction channel lie to you, because I stopped watching a certain reaction channel. I'm not even gonna
Me.
say their name because they don't even deserve for me to say it. But there's a certain reaction channel out there that is making their audience believe that I am striking their channel. And I'm gonna tell you guys something.
That's not me.
I'm gonna give you a little tea. When your channel is
I never got a strike from ALR or Foodie. Although she has like threatened, Foodie has threatened.
You know exactly who did it because it tells you who did it. So I think people need to start looking around a little bit and stop calling Amberlynn Reed the liar.
I'm not sure who she's talking about.
And look at their favorite reaction channels. They will do anything to make you dislike me because it validates their content and it keeps you coming back.
But I've just been kind of like away. Well, you guys know I've been away for a while, so I don't know. Like, I'm still catching up. I'm there, but like, you know, the things that happened this past month that I'm not aware about.
Wow, you guys, I don't know how I did it, but I answered 100 questions. I hope that you guys enjoyed.
Hungry.
I personally am exhausted. Now I have so much to edit, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. I don't mind editing. Anyways, I love you guys and I will see you soon. Bye.
Oof. So there you have it, folks. Nobody is safe from old girl. Damn. I mean, she really like let it all hang out during that one. It's just so funny how at the end of the day, she's so smug, but at the end of the day, she would be the one that would be in the most hot water if YouTube were to go away tomorrow. Let's be honest about that. There you have it, folks. The end of this 4-part series. I guess we're not going to be hearing from her for the next several days. I don't know when that 10 days started, if it was like before the 4-part series or after. Does it start now? Did it start 5 days ago? I'm not sure. I think it is safe to say that she is with Tommy right now, though. Extra possibilities. And with Alexis looking for attention in Jordy's chat, claiming that she is being ignored by Amberlynn, are we going to get another expose? Is she going to crack? I would look for that in the near future as well. She doesn't seem happy with ALR right now. Tisk, tisk. One thing that really stuck out to me, I'm marrying Tommy. Is 2025 the year that we are going to get Amber's fairy tale wedding? And will that lead to disaster? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And I will, of course, catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you go ahead and leave a thumbs up. It's good to be back. Bye, guys.